Welcome back to the MBU Basketball Coaches Show. That's head coach Sam Pearson. I'm Joel Divick, and Sam, bit of a tough one to come back to after last week. A lot of hope was, going around the program, and while this doesn't, end your season by any means, talk about that loss to Columbia. They gave you one, so.
They did, man. Hats off to them, man. It was a tough win at their place. Stung a little bit, considering what was at stake, number one and number two in the conference. And by beating them, really setting ourselves up to win the conference and host the conference tournament. And I thought we played one heck of a basketball game. Outside of about 3 minutes to end the first half, I thought we played one heck of a ball game. I thought that we guarded the heck out of it. Outside of one player, Mallory Shetley, the All-American, decided to be an All-American. Have her best game of the year. Hit us for 36 and 14. But outside of that, man, they didn't have anybody else in double figures. I think the freshman, Miller, had 9. Steers had 8, or Backus had 8. So I thought that we guarded them well. I thought that we were a little stagnant at times offensively, but Alexis Alston was the horse. Was one heck of a player. We rode her deep into the fourth. I thought that we just got beat. In a game of basketball, man, there's one team that wins, one team that loses, and I think that that was just. That was a hard-fought game, and we came out empty-handed, But, I think that how we played, we should be encouraged, Our guards didn't play their best game, but we still took CC to the wire, still took the lead late in the game. Outside of that 36-point performance, man, we were blow for blow, toe for toe, punch for punch, the entire game, man. So, yeah, it stings a little bit. We're still tied for first. But with CC having the tiebreaker, the beauty of the game and the beauty of the conference is you can't hang your hat on that one. We got to get right back to work with a 3-game week coming this week. So we'll be ready for it, man. We're going to hop back into the film room today, correct some areas of mistakes, and be ready to leave that one in the past, man, and be 10 toes down to the right now, and continue to prepare, man, for this 3-game week.
Absolutely, and like you said, the season isn't lost by that one game, but it certainly, your destiny is out of your hands in terms of if you want to achieve that goal of hosting the conference tournament.
Yeah.
But it's still in front of you, and we talked a little bit after the game, like everything that you guys want from this season, it's still ahead of you guys.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
A lot of that comes from this week that follows. It's a big week for you guys yet again. You'll have Stevens at home on Thursday, but that's sandwiched in the middle of a game headed to Hannibal, which, they play you tough every time you head there.
Yep.
And, of course, headed to the Eutectics to face UHSP on Saturday.
Yeah, that's right, man. So, like I said, man, it's right back to work for us. 3-game week coming off of only a 1 game last week in Columbia. We for some reason, we always struggle at Hannibal to shoot it, to get up, to get energy. So this will be a good test for the depth of our team. There's some players who haven't played as much the last couple of games, so for them to hopefully get in and bring us a lot of energy will be good for us. And then obviously Stevens Thursday took us to OT. Or we took them to OT. I'll say that because, man, we were dead to rights, man, during that game.
Yeah.
Down 8 with a minute to go. Found a way to grit it out, pull off a win there. Casey Rice hit a couple of big shots late. So they're coming in Thursday, man, with a lot to play for. Thinking that we escaped with one up in Columbia against Stevens. So, we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll be ready. We'll be ready for that test, man. We know that they play hard as heck. We know that they're going to fly around defensively, and Coach Andre Bell is going to coach with a lot of passion, man, and have them girls ready to play. So we'll be ready. And then obviously the best player in the country, one of the best players in the country, we got to go see her at her place come Saturday. We were able to hold her in check last time out here at home, but they shoot it differently, they move it differently. They guard it differently at their place, man. So it's a big week for us. If we have any hangover from the loss come Saturday, then we may be in trouble this week. If we're able to, take the positives out of it, correct the negatives, stay locked in. Again, our goals are still attainable and right in front of us. We're 17-4 on the year. Season is far from over. We're able to wash that loss off and get back to work, man. It should be a big week for us.
Absolutely. Now, with the final couple weeks of the season, I always think it's interesting. It's like, now you've seen a couple teams in the conference twice now.
Yeah.
And with most of them, you were able to either, or with most of them except for Columbia, you were able to beat them twice now. What's that dynamic been like, having to prepare for a team that, like a Stevens, you still won at their place.
Yeah.
Having to prepare for them in a different way.
Yeah. Well, man, the thing is, man, at the end of the day, I've seen countless hours of film on them and vice versa. I'm not going to bring out a D1 transfer, come the second time around, and neither are they. They know who we are, we know who they are. So at the end of the day, it's about making plays. It's about staying true to who you are, to your principles, what you want to do, how you want to guard it, how you want to share it, how you want to rebound it. And making plays come down the stretch, keeping our composure, staying efficient, and taking it game by game, play by play, and not look too far ahead. So, again, Hannibal's going to come in here, or we're going to go to Hannibal, and it's going to be a challenge, but Stevens and Pharmacy, who are right behind us in the rankings, and who we've been fortunate to beat, are going to have a chip on their shoulder. So we got to match that. We got to match their energy. But still play efficient basketball, and still be true to who we are.
Sam, thanks for the time.
Always a pleasure, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us. A lot to play for the Spartans still in this season, and they got a 3-game week coming up. Make sure you catch them at the Petty on Thursday against Stevens College, and we'll be right back with Kevin Paulus and Preston Ingram of the men's side.
Welcome to the Coaches Show. That's Preston Ingram, men's head basketball coach here at Missouri Baptist. And Preston, good win on Saturday over Columbia in unexpected fashion at the end of that game. The shot that Jadis hits, 1.8 seconds left, gives you a 72-71 victory. There's a lot that went into that, though.
Without a doubt. I thought we led about 32 minutes of the game,
Right.
And it was the exact same scenario as the first game. We led about 32 minutes in the first game. First game, we go into halftime up 5, and my message to them was, hey, we've been here before. We got to come out strong, and we didn't come out strong. And then in the second game here at their place, we go in at halftime up 6. There was a few minute span there where we got kind of offset, and they kind of got back in the game, and I thought we had a chance to maybe kind of push the lead from 6 to go in at halftime, maybe 10 or 12, but we didn't. And then my message to them at halftime was like, hey, we got to come out quick and fast again and get back on them again. And we came out slow, and we came out methodical, and we kind of they got back in, and we pushed back out, and then we let Colin get loose. And so we got down, and we fought back, and we were able to take the lead back again. But being down 6 with 18 seconds to go in the game, you just got to maintain your composure and just never have a never quit mentality. And I thought that was the first time we haven't had that, where we actually came back, and even with the turnover from Nico, or from Jadis to Nico, and whoever's fault that was, it probably was both worlds. But we got the ball right back, quick layup, responded right back, got down within 4. They missed a free throw, and it just so happened to be on our case on that part.
Right.
But big shot by Jadis, though.
Yeah, eight points in 16 seconds. And I was going to kind of not spend too much time on it, but that sequence, you talked about Nico takes the inbound, goes down, quick layup, then you're able to set up, foul. He put Burks on the line. He misses the first one. Hardy comes down, hits a huge 3.
Well, Cole misses that first one. Then,
right, yeah.
Then
yeah,
Tony
exactly.
hits one, misses one.
Yeah, it was just a crazy sequence. 8 points in 16 seconds, and you win it by 1, and then Tony misses that. I don't know how Cole got that pass through to Tony at the end of the game, but our prayers were answered, and then arguably the best player on the court misses a layup that would have beat you guys.
Well, I'll tell you this, the last 3 games, which came down to buzzer beaters with us, right? Tony has caught the ball all three times.
Yeah.
And I think I have said the ball's going to go to Tony all 3 times. and he still catches it. So I don't know what else we can do besides call maybe Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was the perfect storm. I mean, it was a Tracy McGrady coming back to San Antonio, or it was the Duke Blue Devils coming back against Maryland. And it was one of those situations where that's the beauty part of the game of basketball is, you know, it's never scripted. At the end of the day, you know, we made some plays, they missed some free throws. Well, we could go back to our game here last year. We missed free throws, and it got down, and they made plays. Our first game, we didn't get the free throws, and they made some plays, and they ultimately made a play because they had the ball in the very last second. And so, and we had made a play right before that. Hardy hits a shot to go up to.
Right.
But that's the beauty thing about a rivalry game is that, you know, I mean, you're going to play it however way that it goes, and somebody's got to make a play. And it so happened to be Bryce hit a great rub step-up screen to get Jadis open. And we said in that huddle, I said, look, either we're going to go for the win and go home, or we need a wide open two, depending on the scenario. And I guess Jadis took it all to heart. That we're going to go for three. And I had a flashback of the CBC pull-up, and I thought, holy crap. And he hit it, but senior fifth-year guy made a big shot, made me play, and we was fortunate to get a win.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is you guys are now 4-1 in your last 5 games against Columbia, but I don't think you can really say you have the upper hand in the matchup because every single game, you guys can't play a game that one team wins by more than 2.
No,
you know?
No. I mean, like, you know, I think the first year or last year, the first 2 regular season games, I think we got double digit.
Right.
I believe it was.
Correct.
But after the center of that, I mean, like all the other games outside of that, it's always been last second, one possession games and last possession games, and that's what makes it for a great atmosphere, a great rivalry. I mean, I put that on social media the other day. I mean, the game could go either way. It could go either way the last 3 games.
Right.
It just so happened to be that we've been on the positive side of the last 2, and hopefully if we get a third. Hopefully we're on the exact same side for the 3 or the 4, you know? So
how do you maintain that momentum? I mean, that's the $1,000,000 question right now. I mean, coming off of that win, what do you got to do to keep that going now into this week?
Well, you got to expect to win.
Yeah.
You know, I think anytime you're going to go through these things, you got to expect to win, and you got to expect to do the detail parts. And I thought that we did the detail parts really big the first half, kind of maintain our game plan going into the game. Second half, I didn't think we did very well with it, but that was my message to these guys is that last week was last week. We got to go back and 1-0 tomorrow now. And, you know, we got Hannibal coming up, and that's our focus now is Hannibal, and we got to be able to go 1-0, and we know going to Hannibal for us, it's going to be a tough game. Is, you know, they're playing for a seed to get in. We're playing for a seed to stay within the hunt of possibilities that could happen. Either us being to get to win the league if things happen with Columbia, or us taking the number 2 seed if we win out. And so, I mean, there's so many variables for us, but we got to be to focus on the details, focus on what we need to do, make sure that we're continuing to try to get healthy. We haven't been healthy. I mean, we haven't been able to practice a whole lot because we just haven't been healthy. We've got 6 guys that are fighting nagging injuries right now that we got to be able to maintain. And so we're trying to get healthy and try to get fixed and be able to focus on the details and try to get another win coming into Hannibal tomorrow.
Yeah, go back to Hannibal tomorrow, and then you travel to UHSP on Saturday. It's a couple of teams that you have, you know, had fairly easy victories over, but nothing's easy at this point in the season, and especially when it takes on that, you know, that added pressure of now you guys are in the hunt. You know, Williams Baptist is tied with you guys. You're both looking up at Columbia right now, so you can't afford a letdown.
No, and they're both fighting for seeds.
Right.
I mean, right now they're at the bottom right now, trying to fight to make sure they maintain that they're in the 8th or even fight to a 7th spot. Yeah. And so for us, again, I mean, we've got to make sure that we don't go over there and stub our toes. And the way that you do that is by focusing on the details, focus on the small things, understand your scouting report, making some shots, execute on offense, do all the little bitty things we talk about all the time with those guys, and just understand playing at Hannibal is a tough place to play. They got 100,000 lines on the floor. It's going to be a theme night, you know, and the one thing I will say about Hannibal is that they'll never quit. Jason gets the most out of those guys no matter what, and they are going to play from start to finish. They're going to continue to go no matter what. And we got to go over there and handle business and make sure we take care of victory.
Absolutely, and I know we don't like to talk a lot about streaks and things like that, but I want to bring this last one up. 14 consecutive losses against the Albert Pujols All-Stars. What's up? What is up with that?
Well, good thing I'm not coaching. I'm reffing, right? I'm reffing. That Tom's got losses on that one. I'm taking all those as a loss. Tom was complaining about my guys not doing so. I was saying, hey, boss,
Yeah.
I've been complaining about this exact same thing. Oh, no, it was a fun event yesterday, man. I mean, I'm blessed to have been part of it for 2 years, and unfortunate for COVID, we hadn't had it for 2 years, but amazing environment, amazing situation to see those guys and those young kids be able to go and just be a part of it. The gym atmosphere was fantastic. I thought our guys and the women's team did a phenomenal job of playing and being around and just being a part of the process of that, and for the cause that it is, man. I mean, I've got several family members of mine that have Down syndrome, and so it's always near and dear to me to be able to see that and see the excitement on that. And then the last shot that Isaac hit was amazing.
No, yeah, it was.
I mean, I think we missed 3 layups, and then Isaac said, "Nah, I'm going for 3."
I'm not going out like that.
He's going out to the 3-point line and lets it ride and hits it, and then we celebrate, and so it was it's a blessing to be a part of, and I'm glad that we was able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm glad that Tom's got the losses,
exactly.
not us.
Not on you.
That's on him.
All right.
So appreciate it.
Good talk. All right, that is Preston Ingram. He's the men's head basketball coach here at Missouri Baptist. You've been watching The Coaches Show.